draft selections across Australia competing against each other out here on the MCG today. Some key stats in women in football. There are more than 136,000 female participants, including now AFL Boss Kicking Club and AFL Nines. More than 12,000 female now AFL Boss Kicking participants. 35% AFL club members are female, and 35% of Australian football volunteers are also female. They form an important part of our Australian football community, and we welcome them here to the MCG today, the first AFL Sanctioned Women's Game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for your second.
Okay, and welcome to the first AFL Sanctioned Women's Game. Held at the MCG, and with me you've got Julia Price with you, and also with me I've got Shiloh Curtis and Phoebe McWilliams to call the game today. Very exciting stuff for the girls for the first time, Shiloh.
Oh, it's a fantastic achievement from the AFL, Melbourne Football Club and the Western Bulldogs, and I was down in the rooms and the girls were just jumping out of their skin. They are super excited for today's game, Julia.
And as they should, it's the first national draft, so we've got girls representative from all states here today, which is really exciting. Bar the Northern Territory, I think they're the only state that didn't actually get a player in, but it's the cream of women's football from around the country, and a very exciting moment for a lot of female supporters and players, and the crowd started to pack in, and there's the first siren. And we've got Astra O'Connor starting in the ruck for the Western Bulldogs, and ball first down. Loins has run after it, put it on the boot, down to the back line, and just trying to watch the big screen so we can actually see who we've got here. Ellie Blackburn getting it out of the defensive zone for Melbourne Football Club. Great hands from the Western Bulldogs, looking for someone in support, puts it into the front line. Great defence from the Melbourne Football Club. Here we've got Ellie Blackburn going in hard again. And the ball's at ground level, so that's Astra O'Connor on ground level trying to get it out for her club. And she's been pinged for dragging it in. Not happy about it.
Not at all, not at all. We should certainly let the umpire know about that.
Okay, oh, it's going to be a turnover. Nearly a good mark in front from the Western Bulldogs by Kiochi. And that's been a free, I think, for over the shoulder on Kiochi. She was an absolute standout at the recent national championship, so she'll be looking to really dominate here today. Ball in front. Again, ball in dispute. Emily Bates gets it out to Katie Brennan. Tries to clear the arms and is caught and is done for holding the ball. Ellie Blackburn making a real impact on the game straight away. Kicks it out to the centre square. Running it through is Jasmine. No, is it Jasmine? No, it was Brooke White. Puts it on the boot and a good mark to the Melbourne Football Club in Louise Watton. Handballs it out the back, putting it on the boot. First time for the Melbourne Football Club into their 50. We've got Bronwyn Davey, handballs it off to Ellie Blackburn, who just misses to the right post, and the first score on the board to the Melbourne Football Club. One behind to no score.
Yeah, look, Ellie Blackburn's had an amazing 7 weeks, Julia. She's been All-Australian at both senior and the Under-18 Youth Girls Nationals in the last 7 weeks, and fantastic talent out there for the Melbourne Football Club.
Absolutely, and here we've got Karen Paxman, solid as ever in the back line for the Western Bulldogs, and she's put a great kick over to Astra O'Connor. Paxman had a great carnival as well up in Cairns recently for Victoria. Ball dropped down over there by the Western Bulldogs. Kiochi again. Puts it on the boot, down the far wing, manages to push it ahead and has just gone over the boundary line for the first throw in at the southern end of the stadium. And that we've got a good all-round complement of girls umpiring today as well, so it's very exciting for not just the players but also the coaching staff and the umpires.
Absolutely, and Chelsea Roffey's out there today in the goals as well, so I was in the umpires' rooms and they were just over the moon about having the opportunity to umpire with Chelsea, so she was very excited to umpire today's game as well.
It's great to see. Astra O'Connor, ball into the forward 50 again for Western Bulldogs. Ball in dispute. We've got Brooke White again tapping the ball out, trying to clear it out. Some good hands from Western Bulldogs trying to get something together. We've got Loins putting it on the boot and a great, and they've paid it.
They're called chopping the arms there, I think. It's Nat Thomas, the Queenslander. No, it's not.
Alicia Eva.
Alicia she killed me for that
one. We are a long way up here, but great to see that it's happening. And we've got it put in again into the forward line from Cooler Reid. And a solid mark.
We've got a free kick to
free kick.
Beck Privatelli, the under-18 youth girl from Q Rovers in Darebin Falcons.
Absolutely, a little shove in the back there from Leah Kasler from the Palm Beach Currumbin Club up on the Gold Coast. So
She's still young enough to play youth girl, so what a great experience for her if she can kick the first goal here.
absolutely, she had a really solid carnival in the under-18 national championships at Shepparton recently. Hasn't made the distance, and a good grab in front, and it hasn't been paid. Very unlucky by Sarah Darcy. Didn't quite get paid that. Must have had a little shove in the back. Not sure how she's got the free kick there. Anyway, the Western Bulldogs, the Melbourne Football Club, running it out far pocket, and it's gone over the boundary line for another throw-in. Good start for the game for Western Bulldogs, Charlotte.
Yeah, look, plenty of possession. They seem like they've got a few more numbers, but look, Melbourne's got a fair bit of pace here, and just probably playing a little bit outside at the moment, I think.
A little bit. It's a long ground to go the far way around. So we have Leah Maskell there who's taken the ball, and now we've got Karen Paxman trying to find their way back in. And good pack grab at the front there by Emma Swanson for the Melbourne Football Club. Starts to move the ball laterally. Looking, and a good big fly there with no free paid. Over Asta O'Connor. She won't be overly happy that she's had that taken over. Good defence, and being called for incorrect disposal of the ball. So good defence by Chelsea Randall there. Little chip kick out to Bree White, I believe that is, down in the pocket for Melbourne Football Club. Again, looking for Bronwyn Davey, couldn't get the front position, and the ball's followed over the close boundary line to our side of the ground here.
I think, look, Asta O'Connor at the moment, so I think the difference in the ruck contest here, I think she's just around the ground a bit more effective, playing in front, number of intercepting marks, so maybe Louise Watt needs to step up a little bit.
She's doing a great job, and we've got, that's dropping the ball, but we've got Daisy Pearce trying to spin out of that one, and ball's being played on to Asta O'Connor, racking up the possessions, and obviously that wasn't far enough to be called a mark. So another ball over the boundary line. Boundary umpire's getting a little bit of a workout and getting involved in the game.
And Asta
really
O'Connor's a big game player. She loves the high pressure situations and loves a big game like this, so I'm sure she's going to follow right through for the whole game.
Absolutely. Good tap there from Watton. Bree White running after it. We've got Bronwyn Davey who's going to hand it off to Ellie Blackburn, and it has a shot and goal. And I think she's got it, so great start for Ellie Blackburn, and a good team effort then from Melbourne to really force the ball back into their forward line and get the score on the board.
And pretty appropriate too, a young kid like Ellie. She's the future of the game, and such an amazing talent. She's played a lot of footy since she was about 6 or 7, and pretty apt that she's kicked the first goal of this kind of game. It's a new frontier, and Ali will certainly lead the charge.
Absolutely, and Ellie Blackburn being a dual All-Australian this year in both the 18s and the Open Women, so that wouldn't happen too often. But
absolutely, play the carnival again this year at the 18s, and she's done that twice, so more from her to come, I'm sure.
Okay, back into the middle.
Emma Carney.
We're putting it through to Ellie Blackburn, towed off the ground, lucky to be not pinged for in danger. We've got Carney again, who had another great tournament up in the Nationals for Victoria yet again. So good pressure from Melbourne, trying to get it out the back. Blackburn again. Kicks it toward the boundary line. Is she going to get pinged for deliberate? No, she's not. And another ball in from the boundary line. Some really good work from Amy McQuaid there. The umpire has been really good in the last few national championships, and a solid umpire. So towed off the ground again by the Western Bulldogs. Picked up, trying to get rid of it. Can't clear it out of the way. Melbourne Football Club again, get it on the boot number. That's Renee Forth trying to get it out, force it to their forward line.
It's very hard stuff here by the girls. They're really trying to get their hands on the ball and make sure they've got numbers at the contest. And look, I hope the game opens up a little bit and we can really see their skills on display. But they really want it. They really want this today, I think, Julia. They're really enjoying the contest. Oh, and why wouldn't you? And that's a really good mark. Katie Brennan, fantastic carnival in Cairns again for the Victorians. Former Queenslander. Queenslander. Absolutely, I'm going to put that in straight away. And a good lead, beautiful stuff by Kira Phillips, and a great kick from Katie Brennan. So Kira Phillips, the live wire, absolutely, the excitement machine down there in the forward line for
for the Western Bulldogs. Had a great carnival as well. More so in the under-18s and probably in her first year in the, at the Nationals this year as a 17-year-old. So she's kicked that. That's bread and butter for her. She waves to the crowd. High five celebration with the team and a great work and a really tight-knit game here straight up from the Western Bulldogs Melbourne Football Club.
And how happy would you be, Julie? You're a 17-year-old, 18-year-old who's come out of Bunbury, I think Albany down south of Perth, and she's up here at Melbourne at the MCG playing the first ever AFL women's match. She's here representing the Bulldogs. She kicks a goal on the MCG. Probably can't get any better than that for Kira Phillips.
Absolutely not, and she will be over the moon about that, as will her club back home, no doubt, that'll be watching this at some stage. So back to the middle, still O'Connor versus Stevenson. Versus Watton, sorry. Watton does the clean up. Good work from Master O'Connor, good body work. Ball in dispute. Emma Swanson trying to get the ball there, but is balled up by the umpire. Good tap down. Ball being cleared. Can't get picked up by anyone. Melbourne Football Club got the ball, cleared it out again from Swanson. Running back into the centre circle.
There's
Got
Esther O'Connor again.
Cleaning up, putting on the boot, spotting one of her teammates out loose on the side, and that's Courtney Cramey from South Australia. Far wing, ducking under that, doesn't get taken high apparently, and that was Madeline Kerrick, the youngster from St Albans. Okay, Western Bulldogs back, finding someone cleared. Can't take the mark. Lawrence will be very disappointed she hasn't been able to manage that. Keeps running. Can't dispose of it properly, and well chased down from Emma Swanson to wrap Loins up there and get the free kick. So Steph Walding got the ball now, puts it through. Great kick to Ellie Blackburn, who hands it off, puts it on the boot out to Jennifer Liu from New South Wales. She hands it off. Got some good movement here from the Melbourne Football Club. Back inside, still looking for someone. Another handball out wide to Brooke White. Puts it on the boot. 2-on-1. And a good, really good grab from in front by Nick Stevens. So some good play there from Western Bulldogs to drop back in defence.
Yeah, they just seem to have more numbers, and look, you know, O'Connor's work across half back there, dropping that kick behind play, and their defence from the Bulldogs has been outstanding so far, and I guess their transition into attack has really put the Melbourne Football Club under a bit of pressure, I think.
Absolutely. Some good work then from Kiochi to run it up, but good defence again from Melbourne Football Club. Ellie Blackburn putting it on the boot to Watton. She can't hold the mark. Gets run down by Jennifer Liu, can't get the kick away. We've got Maddie Smith from Tasmania trying to get her hands on it, can't clear it, and it's put straight down the throat of, yet again, Esther O'Connor, doing some really good work for the Western Bulldogs. Except for that kick. Can't put the mockers on her. Damn it. Put it on the mockers.
So we'll be happy with that one.
Absolutely. Emma Swanson, though, she's cleaned up beautifully. She's doing a really good job for a young kid as well. Again, another good carnival for her for Western Australia over in at the Nationals in Cairns recently.
And Jules, this is Chelsea Randall, who's the captain of WA's open age women's team. And, you know, Chelsea had an amazing first two games at the carnival. Got an injury last week, ended up in hospital and missed the grand final, unfortunately. But it's fantastic to see her out there today. And from all reports, she was never going to miss today's game.
No, I can imagine. And some really good work there from Emily Bates, who's come through to spoil that, and a good couple of second efforts for the Western Bulldogs. So, again, another pack mark. Lyons puts it on the boot straight down the throat of Paxman, who cleans up again for the Western Bulldogs. Very reliable down there in the back line. Astra O'Connor, she's in my dream team. I'm getting my points up.
A lot of uncontested marks in the back half.
That's right. Cheap, really cheap ones, but that's all right. They get scored the same. Beautiful kick out to the far pocket, pushing it down the wing. Great hands, beautiful work from to Natalie Wood. And good position again by Western Bulldogs to be in front there. So Ellie Blackburn doing a great, not Ellie Blackburn, that was Brooke White doing a great job there to be in front. Ball being held, is that pushing the back? Umpires on the spot, tried to have a quick snap at the goals. Watton clears it out the back. And then it's cleared straight down the throat of Emily Bates, who's waiting on the 50-metre circle. Just can't quite get the legs on it to get the ball to Carney. Yep. And just trying to settle it down there in the back line. is Brooke White again for Melbourne Football Club. So Melbourne, is that Carney trying to get it out? No. That's actually Leah Kaslar really fighting hard for the ball there. It's really scrappy. That's thrown out the back, and she is going to get pinged for it. And we've ended up with Melissa Hickey from Melbourne Football Club has got the footy now. So a little sneaky throw out the back from junior Elise O'Day, and didn't get away with it. So Melissa Hickey to a contest, 2-on-1. Not sure if that was the best option. Paxman out the back to O'Connor again. Really beautiful lead, and very unlucky that Kira Phillips couldn't quite get onto that, and some super defence from Leah Kaslar.
This kid, Kira Phillips, really has some freakish abilities. Her athleticism is phenomenal, and I hope we get to see a fair bit of that today.
No doubt, if it's going to continue the way we have this first quarter. Good trying to run it out. Ellie Blackburn gets a little hand on it, and again gets pushed over the boundary line, not pinged for a deliberate with Lauren Spark, just escorting it over to make sure that it makes it there.
Well, we got over here in the defensive end here for the Bulldogs. You've got Nick Stevens, a young kid, playing on Chelsea Randall, and I think they're back to their duel from last week at the National Championships. So it's going to be a great contest to watch that one there.
Absolutely. Western Bulldogs push it through. Great grab, really well done by Daisy Pearce. Melbourne in front, but can't quite take the mark. Jenny clear out to Spark, can't get it. Paxman, and that's the end of the quarter. Really, really good start from the girls, with Melbourne leading 1-1-7 to the Western Bulldogs, 1 straight 6, which is a great contest. We want a really tight contest so far. Thoughts on the first quarter, Charlotte?
Yeah, look, I think it was pretty even. Obviously, the scoreboard says that. There's a bit of a battle between the half-back lines, unfortunately. But, look, I really hope we get to see a good contest today. And the game's pretty even, and the girls will certainly fight it out to the end. But we want to make sure that the girls get to put their skills on display and show how fantastic the football is, and the style of football they also play as well. I think the Melbourne Footy Club are going to need to put away Asta O'Connor because she's been too dominant, I think, across that half-back line, and really limited Melbourne's forward entries. And, you know, pretty even across the Melbourne team, I think, though. A lot of contributors there.
Absolutely, and the goal scorers are Ellie Blackburn for the Melbourne Football Club and Kira Phillips for the Western Bulldogs, and we'll be back for the second quarter soon. And welcome back to the second quarter of the inaugural AFL sanctioned women's game, here with Melbourne Football Club leading 1-1-7 to 1 straight 6. And be interesting quarter to see what Peter Searle has said to her Western Bulldogs counterparts and her players, and Michelle Cowan coaching the Melbourne Football Club. I've got Phoebe McWilliams in for this for the second quarter, who's going to assist me in trying to call this game from a distance. And again, Asta O'Connor leading from the front, first up after a fantastic first quarter. We've got Daisy Pearce gets it back for the Melbourne Football Club. Can't get the mark. Melbourne leading the charge there. Chelsea Randall gets dragged off the ball and is pinged for holding the ball, so that should be a free kick to Western Bulldogs. What do you think of the game so far, Phoebe?
I think it's been a great contest so far. Asta O'Connor's really surprised me with how much of the ball she's getting. She's absolutely dominating in the ruck. A few people have surprised me. We haven't seen much of Chochi. There she is, actually. But I thought she'd have a few more touches by now. And same with Jasmine Garner, who just fumbled that mark. She won't be happy with that.
The commentator's curse on everyone. So we've got the ball down from Jessica Dowell-Polson, who puts it down to the pretty much the centre wing and over the boundary for the first throw-in for the second quarter. And we've had a really good crowd in. How many do you think there are here today?
I reckon there's over 1,000 at least.
Yeah, absolutely, I would say so as well. So it's really good, particularly on a pretty bitter cold night that it is. But so on the far wing we've got 3 degrees, I've been told apparently, but I'm a Queenslander, so it could be -3 for all I can. So right, so the Western Bulldogs getting the ball out onto the boot, tries to find someone, overcooks it, and is really well taken by Kiara Bowers there from Western Australia for the Melbourne Football Club. Putting it out to Ellie Blackburn, who again gets it put by Leah Kaslar down to the forward line, and a really good mark from Jasmine Garner, who was the leading goal scorer at the recent National Championships up in Cairns, and a great kick and a beautiful lead to Courtney Gum, who was a Division 1 best and fairest. So getting all the stars at the moment. And another really good kick to the corner for the Melbourne Football Club for Alicia Eva, the youngster.
Alicia's very happy to be wearing the Demons colours today. I think she's been a Demons supporter her whole life.
Fantastic to see. And she's
Dream
put it
come
top
true.
of the square and unfortunately has turned it over with Astro O'Connor yet again. Doesn't get the best kick in the world off, but Lauren Spark manages to run onto the ball and pushed out to the 50. We'll put it on the boot. We've got a really good contest there between Ellie Blackburn and Emily Bates. Good handball, a little bit high, and she's going to get pinged for a slightly high tackle. So that's Kirby Bentley, the Western Australia. We've got a little bit of a coat hanger from Katie Brennan. So
Is it 50 metres? Looks like it is.
looks like it is a 50 metres. So Kirby Bentley will be loving that. As a backman pushing up onto the forward line, she'll be loving doing that. So I'm sure she'll take full advantage of this. Not much of a breeze at all at the G. So I would imagine she's going to be looking for a good lead, or just popping it up to the top of the square. So this is Bentley. Some good roost. And a fantastic grab from Chelsea Randall, who Shiloh mentioned last quarter was an absolute superstar up in Cairns, until she sustained a bit of an injury with, I think it was a knee to the back, and had an inflamed gallbladder, and spent 2 nights in hospital. So unfortunately she missed the final and was really costly. But a great goal to Chelsea Randall there from the Melbourne Football Club. I keep going to say the Western Australian football team. So that's who we're used to being, from the Swan Districts Club. So they'll be cheering back home. Thoughts on the progress so far, Phoebe?
I was expecting Chelsea to be playing on the ball, but now you've explained that injury. That's probably why.
Yeah, it was only a week ago, so it's she's done very well to recover this well. And she's fit, so probably assist her with her making a very speedy recovery. So back in the middle, we've got Louise Stevenson on Watton. Great tap down to Blackburn. Beautiful smother from the Western Bulldogs. Beautiful sold. That's Kirby Bentley selling candy throughout the 400th time this week. And Western Bulldogs grabbing the ball, unable to tow it off the ground. Clear it at the back. Falcon into her partner's face. Good clearing of the hands, Kate Lutkins. Clears it out with some really good chases on here from the Western Bulldogs club.
Has Packman's got plenty of space and tries to deliver down to number. Oh no. Is that Jasmine Garner? No, it's not. That's Cara Dinellen.
That's Cara Dinellen. It's tough to see from right back here. We don't quite get the vision that we can, but we've got Ellie Blackburn. We can definitely see that on that far wing. Pushing it to the top of the 50. And a great grab. Well done. Good lead again from Chelsea Randall. She's moving beautifully and puts it up nicely. There's a player at the back there when Courtney Gum couldn't get it out. Couldn't put it on. And we've got someone. That's a great goal. That's Steph Walding, I believe, from Western Australia, and also the Melbourne Football Club. Really good work from Courtney Gum to clear that out the back, and Walding to pop it on a boot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Stephanie Walding, definitely. To snap that, and a really good goal to have Melbourne get 2 quick goals on the board to lead 3-1-19 to the Western Bulldogs 1-6.
They've had most of the play in this quarter, the Melbourne Football Club.
They have. They've really dominated.
The Bulldogs haven't got their hands on the ball at all.
So another really good tap, and we've got Daisy Pearce.
BJ might need to put Asta back into the ruck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She get down there and coach. So again, disputing, ball in dispute, good hands out the back. Looking for someone. It's Walding. Gives it Blackburn. Not her best handball. Regathers. Puts back to Walding. Handball over top. And Western Bulldogs managed to get it. But a good second effort there from Walding, who gets a good tackle. Leah Kasler bumps away out of it. Not the prettiest of kicks, but reasonably effective. Gets it to teammate Chelsea Randall. Handballs it off to Courtney Gum. Looking for the free. And we've got Renee Forth pushing through, being pulled off the ball. Chelsea Randall not paid. That was Loynes, not paid. Ball again in dispute, and that'll get balled up by the umpire. Slightly different, more one-on-one sort of defence this quarter. They're a bit spread out before in the last quarter, and I think the coaches have really tried to tighten it up a bit.
Yeah, well, you're not seeing the cheap, free, easy kicks that we did in the first quarter.
That's right. Katie Brennan clearing the ball out. Little fumble from Courtney Cramey. Puts it on a boot, straight down the throat of Cara Donnellan, who cleans up. Goes laterally, spots a player on her own, and a beautiful spoil. Then from Emma Carney from the Western Bulldogs Football Club. Beautiful ball movement, straight to Daisy Pearce, who puts it over the head of Alicia Evans, looking for her. Not much, nowhere to go, but a really good kick. Goes underground. Ball in dispute again. I think that'll be a ball up on that far pocket for the Melbourne Football Club. Some really good pressure here that they're putting the Western Bulldogs under at the moment, and I think you're absolutely right. Astra O'Connor was the key in that first quarter and really kept them quiet. So they're going to have to try and inject her back into the game somehow. So then we've got Louise Watton, and I think she's snuck that one through.
Oh, that's Alicia
Evans, sorry. Yeah. Alicia Evans obviously received the ball after Watton did some good work to get the ball. So great work from Alicia Eva for her first goal of the game.
It's been in the Melbourne Football Club forward 50 this entire quarter. I don't think the Bulldogs have gone in their forward 51 as yet.
No. Imagine a strong breeze would suddenly come in, but and Alicia Eva really celebrating that goal and letting everyone know that she's pretty happy about it. So
there
well done to her.
Asta's back in the ruck. Let's see if this makes a difference.
And immediately it's a ball tap forward to Emily Bates, who's been moved into the centre, and a good kick from Courtney Cramey, I believe that was. Oh no, it was Paxman. Oh, losing their feet again. Astra O'Connor cleaning up beautifully to Olisa Day. And that's not paid. Daisy Pearce clearing at the back. A good hip and shoulder on Kyara Bowers. Ball's picked up clean at the back. Daisy Pearce doing some good work with a little bit of a suspect hammy, but she plays very smart, and that's straight down the throat of Madeline Kerrick, I believe, who does another good chip over the top. They all look the same, these girls. They all got the same haircut. Has she got a twin out there? Some well wrapped up from Western Bulldogs. Can't clear the ball out. It's knocked over. That's Lauren Spark. And then we have Katie Loynes gets the ball. Not Katie Loynes. We've got Emma Swanson puts the ball on her boot, and a free kick has been found. That will be going to Alex Price from South Australia. So she's managed to get the free. Really good left foot kicker from the South Australia. I'm not sure which club she is. I probably could find that out. Port Adelaide Western Football Club. So a beautiful kick. Does she have the legs? Not quite. I don't know if that's been touched. I reckon that's snuck through, and it has been. So very exciting stuff for Melbourne Football Club, and Alex Price has managed to sneak one through a whole pack without a hand being on it, and getting a little cheap one for herself. She's only 17 as well.
I don't think Peter would be happy about that. All those players on the line and nobody touched it through.
Absolutely. No, they'll be no doubt feeling the sting of her words at the next break. With so many, yes, and a lot of tools as well from the Western Bulldogs back on the line there, and not one person being able to get a hand on it. Okay, Astra O'Connor back in. Wharton did really well then. Ball's been picked up. Can't take the handball. Good sell from Western Bulldogs. Good hands from Kiyochi. Puts it on the boot into the pocket. A great lead. Good hands. So she's put it onto. That's Kira Phillips. Snaps it inside. Tries to centre it. Back in for another second effort. Good work from Kira Phillips. And a beautiful smother from Katie Loynes from the Western Bulldogs Football Club. So some good play from Western Bulldogs, showing a little bit of promise that they can get it back down into their forward 50. Now they just need to lock it in there. And Asta definitely is the key at the moment for the Western Bulldogs. Unfortunately, doesn't get front position. Watton taps it down to her Melbourne Football Club teammate in Kyara Bowers. Ball's cleared out. Snap on the left foot. That was Darcy, I believe, Sarah Darcy, and just misses to the right side. Melbourne Football Club taking the quick kick in.
Oh, wow.
And we've got Paxman again, pushing through, good handball. Chooses to avoid everyone. Katie Brennan ignores all the leads. Good position in front and well rushed behind from Natalie Wood from from Cara Denellen from the Melbourne Football Club. Great clearing kick taken by Kyara Bowers down there in the touched off the boot. Heading towards Renee Forth, handballs it off. Jennifer Liu can't get a hand on it. We've got, that's Natalie Wood who now has the ball. That's not in the back. Some decent defence, drags it in, might get pinged, and has got the free for over the shoulder.
Unlucky there, I think, Cara Denellen. That was great pressure by her.
Absolutely. This is Lauren Arnell. It's a pretty good kick and very poor defence there from Melbourne Football Club of not manning up there on Emma Carney. Another All-Australian from this year's National Championship, so they'll be ruining the fact that they left her on her own. About 30 metres out, directly in front, and she should be able to kick this. Hasn't really made the distance. No one is able to grab the mark. Trying to clear it out. There's Kira Phillips trying to do her best to work it out, and it's going to be a ball up about just near the goal square. Okay, Melbourne Football Club get it on the boot, and it just rolls over the line. Good clearance from Melbourne Football Club there. Give themselves a bit of breathing space, but really good work from Western Bulldogs to be able to keep them in their attacking 50, particularly after that start to the second quarter with Melbourne leading 5-1-31 to Western Bulldogs 1-2-8. Good work from Astor again, trying to push it down to their advantage. Ball's held up. Oh, umpire's down. And that's going to be a ball up. Some good defence again. O'Connor v. Watton. O'Connor over the top, taps it down. Gets it out the back. Good. Goes underground. We've got Kyara Bowers, puts it on the boot, can't get it out of there. Western Bulldogs come up with it through Carney again. Emily Bates puts it on her trusty left foot, can't get it to a Western Bulldogs teammate. And the ball's wrapped up beautifully by by Jess Del Pos in defence there. Number 7 for the Western Bulldogs. Another good tap to Carney from O'Connor. Wrapped up straight away, well read by Melbourne Football Club.
Well, they've had the ball in their 50 for the last couple of minutes, but every time they get the ball, they're just being tackled and harassed by Melbourne Footy Club players.
Absolutely, and
Great
they're going to run out of time. Western Bulldogs need this extra one if they've only about 10 seconds left in the quarter. Emily Bates, no right foot. Then we've got Nick Stevens who puts it on her boot. And can't, with all that really good pressure that they had for the last sort of 8 or 9 minutes of that quarter, Western Bulldogs could only get that one goal on the board. So really good stuff from Melbourne Football Club that quarter. But what do you think about leading up to half time? What do you think the plans will be for Western Bulldogs to try and get back in this game?
I think they just let their guard down for that first 10 minutes of that quarter, and Melbourne Football Club capitalised and kicked 4 goals to none in that quarter. So I think if they just keep up what they were doing in that last few minutes of that quarter, they'll get back into it. And Asta is just the difference, isn't she?
Absolutely, she's having a really good game, and taking nothing away from Louise Watton, though. She's the All-Australian ruckman just recently, but a really good contest between the two of them, and it seems to be the difference at the moment. So the goal kickers for that quarter, I've managed to miss one, but we've got number 3 from Melbourne Football Club. So that's Asta O'Connor got a goal, was that right? Yep. From Melbourne. Oh, okay. And that's Chelsea Randall. That's who it was. Chelsea Randall got a goal for that quarter. We've got Walding also got a goal. Alicia Eva and Alex Price all got goals for the Melbourne Football Club. So really good start for Melbourne. Leading into the halftime break, we've got Melbourne Football Club leading 5-1-31 to a very spirited Western Bulldogs 1-2-8. And we'll be back at the beginning of the third quarter.
And welcome back here to the MCG. It's just about to get the third quarter underway here with the Melbourne Football Club versus the Western Bulldogs Football Club. Melbourne, pretty handy lead at the moment. It's going to be a bit of work for the Western Bulldogs to come back in the second half, and I'm here with Phoebe McWilliams. What do you think, Phoebe? Can the Bulldogs got it in their tank, or are you still on your D's to win the game?
Well, I'm a Demons supporter, so I'm definitely going for the D's, but I think the Bulldogs had a good rest in that second quarter, so they should be coming out firing.
And it's good to see Asta O'Connor starting in the ruck this time round, and I think that was probably the difference. You've played on Asta a few times. What's the key to stopping Asta's dominance in the game?
I can't say that I stopped her, but she has an amazing leap, and I remember going up against her in the ruck and just thinking, oh my gosh.
Well, let's see what they can do this quarter, the Dogs. And Asta gets a touch again. Great touch from O'Connor and a second effort from her at ground level out to Blackburn, but gets Loins, tackles her, and we're going to have another stoppage. Already some hard footy here. I think the Dogs know that the game's on the line in this quarter. Great touch again from O'Connor. Loins there, can't pick it up, gets it forward. Kiochi can't pick it up again. Loins, second or third effort. Gee, she's worked hard. The All-Australian and Emma Carney from Melbourne Uni. Great hands out wide. I think we've got O'Day there. Centres a footy, and we've got a lovely mark in the corridor there to Courtney Cramey from South Australia, the South Australian captain. Had a great carnival last week at the National Championships for the heart and soul of her team there at the Nationals, and don't know if the distance will be within her reach, but it's a great start from the Dogs for this quarter. Kicks a bit off centre and rush through for a behind. It's probably the start they wanted, Phoebe.
Yes, down their end. I think we forget how big the MCG is, so none of the girls would be used to playing on an oval this large.
Absolutely, and they're not used to playing in grandstands that have great depth, and I guess a 50 on the MCG suddenly seems like 100 on the regular ground. So the Melbourne Football Club's maintained possession with their kick out. Lovely long kick, and Chelsea Randall there, just such an athletic footballer. Out to Watton, and that's what Watton's got to do to O'Connor. She's got to burn her on the turnovers. Lovely switch, a dangerous switch inside. Kira Phillips there, the live wire. And Alicia Reaver, the goal scorer from the second quarter. She loved kicking that goal. She kicks inside 50. Good contest now. We've got Aaron Davies here and Bronwyn. Oh, lucky to not get in the back, but they get it forward. Jasmine Gunner, the young star. Ellie Blackburn, the strength of Blackburn, goes forward. And again, through for a behind. So, probably a little bit more accuracy is what you need with your Ds there, Phoebe, but lovely movement of the footy inside. Good pressure again from the Ds. Daisy Pearce there, hanging back. She loves these kind of goals, and she's kicked it behind. What do you think of Daisy's game so far today? The number one draft pick. She's had a huge week at the carnival last week being the Victorian captain, but what do you think of her game so far today, Phoebe?
Well, there was a big hype on her, wasn't there? It was all the talk during the week. Number one draft pick, Daisy Pearce, on the front of the AFL record at this round, and I think she lived up to it in the first quarter. She went a bit quiet in the second, but it looks like she's back on her game now.
Absolutely, look, she's created that turnover there, and that's one thing about Daisy's game. She's incredibly hard, and when she does get the footy, she's super reliable. A very consistent player, and certainly prepared to put her head over the footy for her teammates, and we'll see a fair bit more of that in the second half, I think. Ball not moving much at the moment, I think it's a pretty congested play. I think Peter Searle and Michelle Cowan, the two coaches, are pretty keen to win this game, and I think they're playing a pretty congested style of footy, maybe a bit of Sydney Swans mentoring perhaps.
Even the Freo Dockers.
Yeah, there's a bit of not much free open play at the moment, and look, Melbourne's got the numbers there, but just a bit fumbly. I was probably getting a little bit dewy out there, and a few nerves, I'm sure, out there on the field. Brie White from the Melbourne Football Club comes inside, and Chelsea Randall, there she is again. Nick Stevens, good contest there with Nick Stevens. A bit of a foot race now on. The Dogs have got the numbers. If they play this smart, they should be able to run the ball out. And they do that. Lou Stevenson, the left footer, young 17-year-old, soon to be 18. I think she's 18 next week, but Victorian Metro player. Good pressure, good running pressure from Lou. Great tackling, good second effort there from her, but cause a turnover. Back off to Kaz Paxman, another All-Australian, and you certainly want the ball in her hands. Very reliable and one of the best footballers in the country, that's for sure. Kicks down long and direct. Katie Brennan can't get it. Second or third effort's bumped off the ball. Back to Paxman, and we're going to see the ball out of bounds for a throw-in. You can see Emma Carney there, the All-Australian ruck rover there, hunting the footy. Hasn't seen as much of it as she'd probably have hoped, but certainly she's a pressure player, and she will certainly probably step up in the second half. They're going to need her to do that. Calling for the hands from Asta, but I don't think Asta's going to want to give her that ball. And why would you when you can kick 50, 60 odd metres?
Oh,
great mark there in the centre of the ground. Bit of a dangerous kick there from Asta. And she's paid the price with a very lovely turnover there. Nick Stevens getting front spot there, maybe over the shoulder, but not awarded there. Daisy Pearce can't get the kick away. Ball comes out in the tackle. Bodies everywhere in here, and we've called Lucinda Lopez, former All-Australian umpire. She calls to the ball up.
I tell you what, I'm surprised that Jasmine Garner hasn't kicked a goal yet, having been the leading goal kick scorer in the national championships.
Absolutely, I think she's had a bit more pressure on the disposal coming inside, and possibly playing a little bit deep for her to be able to get too much of the ball. But you know, she's dangerous, and you always want to make sure that you cover Jasmine Garner, because she will burn you if you don't give her, if you don't respect her. Daisy Pearce again there, Ellie Blackburn, regular names, Ellie Blackburn, Daisy Pearce, such good inside players. And another ball up. Esther O'Connor there. Bree White, good body work from Bree White, but Destel Post picks the ball up off the ground. We've got Em Carney there, the agility of Em Carney. She's starting to work her way into the game, which is fantastic. Steph Chiocci, brilliant carnival last week. The number 2 draft pick, number 17 there for the Western Bulldogs. Can't get clean hands. Katie Loynes again, can't get clean hands. The ball's going to get trapped in here, and we'll have another ball up. Phoebe, you just want to see the girls get the ball out in the open and just run and carry. It's it's just a really
too much pressure on them.
Absolutely. And I think it's probably a bit of a strange experience for many of these girls, having, being teammates, and, teammates last week for a Victorian team, maybe teammates with their club teams, and having to actually ruck against each other or rove against each other. What a phenomenal experience for these girls, and probably a little bit uncomfortable.
I was just thinking before too, the girls wouldn't be used to playing under lights. There's hardly any night games in the VWFL. I'm not sure what it's like interstate.
Fantastic mark there from Chelsea Randall, and under a fair bit of pressure there. They're the sort of contested marks that Chelsea Randall takes week in, week out. She's gone long over the back, can't take the mark. And Courtney Gum there at the back. And that's Emma Carney, and she's working her way back into the game. Lovely run out there. Great kick, really well weighted kick there from Emma Carney. Kicks it down there to Natalie Thomas, but there's a turnover. Caitlin Ashmore, I haven't seen much of her today, but has a lot of speed, a lot of agility. Nice and long, there's a great contest there. Chelsea Randall's cut across the path of her full forward. I tell you what, if I was Courtney Gum, I wouldn't be too happy about that. Phoebes, you'd probably run through your littlies if they come across your path, the full forward, wouldn't you?
Yes, definitely, especially if they're sitting in the hole there.
Absolutely, tell them to get out of the way. They run the ball out, the Bulldogs. They've really got to capitalise on this opportunity now. Steph Chiocci can't pick the ball up cleanly. The ball doesn't bounce nicely for her. They get the ball out, but only to a Melbourne player. Out there to Caitlin Ashmore. Kicks it over their head. Katie Loynes, a tough nut, Katie Loynes. But Phoebe, you probably know that Loynes' hardness is a key factor in her game for sure.
Yes, I remember at State a couple of years back, she went so hard in the ball. I think she ended up with an injury, but you can always count on her getting on the ground and picking the ball up. I just wait out the side for the hands.
Some great lick up there by the Bulldogs, but Lou Stevens are probably not too happy with that bounce. Probably didn't need to take a bounce. And they've turned the footy over. Some really good defensive work by Lauren Spark there, who's a ruck, and she's got the job on Jasmine Garner today. Hasn't played a lot in defence, but doing a good job there on Jasmine Garner. O'Connor there, can't take the mark. Ball falls forward, a lot of ground ball. Daisy Pearce Quick kick in. And can't take the mark there. Nick Stevens mops up, can't take it out. Lou Stevenson there waiting for the hands. Gets her left foot kick away. It's a grubber there. Penny Killer-Reid gets her hands away. The Bulldogs are away if they're careful, if they're smart here. Kicks to 1 on 2, but
2 on 1
bit
and
of a
Katie
Stephen Bradbury
wins.
there to Katie Brennan, so she mops up. Privatelli gets a block on there. She kicks inside. Kiochi loses sight of it. And Melbourne have got the numbers here. They go out here. I think that's Leah Kasler from Queensland. And Melbourne just the numbers. Alicia Reaver gets the outside hands to Caitlin Ashmore, a teammate there at Melbourne Uni. Ashmore on the left. She's got Emma Swanson there, the young West Australian there. Kicks inside and Nick Stevens will rush it through from behind. Starting to feel pretty confident about your D's there, Phoebe.
This quarter's been very even. No one team has really dominated.
Emma Carney almost taking the ball out. Jasmine Garner there.
Very
Kicks
clever
inside.
kick.
Yeah, very clever, very unselfish. Switches across to Maddie Smith. Maddie Smith, the young 18-year-old from Tasmania, All-Australian player at under 18, and she was also an All-Australian at the age of 15 at the Women's National Championships 2 years ago in Tasmania's first ever state team. Can play this kid. No mark taken. Chelsea Randall had a good crack at that, and the Dogs will run this footy out through Natalie Wood and Lou Stevenson, who gets mown down by Alicia Reaver, also her teammate there, and again, a novel experience for these girls to actually be playing on each other, some of these girls, as opposed to playing with each other, alongside each other in their club footy teams. O'Connor again, great work in the ruck, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And most of these girls have a game on tomorrow, don't they?
I think they will back up. Many of these girls will back up, and certainly the Victorian girls will back up and play again tomorrow in their club games. So they work pretty hard and they condition themselves well, and they certainly love their footy, and any opportunity, they'll take any opportunity they can get to play the game. Alicia Reaver, they're a bit unlucky not to get the free kick for too high there from Katie Brennan. Umpire Lucinda Lopez may be blindsided there. O'Connor again getting the tap, and Katie Brennan can't get it out. Too high there. Katie Brennan gets a free kick for being infringed upon too high there. Long kick down. Sarah Darcy can't take the mark, but Daisy Pearce, she's really working herself into the game now, and instrumental. Couldn't take it, but Kira Phillips, she'll run this in. She'll certainly give the Dogs a good chance here.
Oh, no.
Steph Kiochi, she's got the foot speed, but can she get the ball to sit right for her? Great pace by the number 2 draft pick. Check sides it through for a goal, and what a great forward line in Kiochi and Kira Phillips. The pace of those two, very smart footballers from the Bulldogs, and costly turnover down here with that free kick against Katie Brennan. Daisy Pearce not able to cut it off there through the middle of the ground.
How's Chochi's speed? I know as soon as she gets the ball, there's no way anyone's going to catch her.
Look, Steph Kiochi last week at the National Championships in the grand final, a bit unlucky not to get player of the grand final. Katie Brennan took those honours, but she was probably the most crucial midfielder in that game last weekend.
I'm surprised to not see her in the midfield tonight. Do you know if she's got an injury or?
No, I don't think so. They're probably just wanting to exploit the demons a little bit by using her foot speed. Interesting to see there that Kira Phillips has been moved into the ruck, and she's certainly an excitement machine. So we'll see what she brings. Not at that ruck contest though, so I don't know if Peter Searle will be happy about that. Ali Blackburn, quick kick out. And the ball may just see the boundary line, and it does. Lou Stevenson not able to get there. She comes straight to the bench. Lauren Arnell, number 13 for the Bulldogs, comes on. Her uncle played for the Bulldogs, and she said before the game it's been a pretty emotional day, and she's just enjoying the opportunity to wear the colours and follow in her uncle's footsteps, who I think growing up was a bit of a hero for her. So what a great experience for the girls to follow in their family's footsteps. Phoebe's a bit sad to not be out there today.
I am actually very disappointed. I would love to run out in the red and blue at being a Demon supporter, but I just think I'm just so happy for these girls getting the opportunity. It's just amazing what the AFL and Western Bulldogs and Melbourne have done for the women.
And there's your girl from St Kilda, Jasmine
Yes,
Garner.
that's my
She gets
teammate.
one contested mark. Nick Stevens has let Chelsea Randall go. Then she was covering someone else, and Chelsea was very smart and taken a lovely mark inside. She'll probably kick from about 45, maybe beyond her reach, I think. But I think Jasmine Garner is making her way down there to the goal square. So if they pop it on her head, Jasmine's half a chance here. And we've seen a mark there by Courtney Gum. She's the player of the championships last week for New South Wales in the the AFL National Women's Championships. So the player of the carnival has taken a really strong contested grab there in the goal square. Goes back and she slots it through for a goal. She'll be pretty happy about that one.
Well, she's really lifted this quarter. She's done a few really vital things around the pack and then just kicked a goal then. So
we talk about flying the flag and growing the game in non-traditional spaces, and Courtney Gum, a New South Wales girl, and was an outstanding performer last week for New South Wales at the championships, and it's fantastic to see the growth and development of. And there's the siren. Growth and development of the game in New South Wales, and Courtney certainly flying the flag for New South Wales. Melbourne Footy Club, 25-point lead. Phoebe, what do you think is going to happen in the last quarter?
I think it'll be pretty even in the last quarter, and they'll keep the lead. That's my prediction. What do you think?
Oh, look, I think Peter Searle's got a bit of a challenge on her hands, and she's got a great team out there, but the congested footy, it's a bit dewy, it's a bit slippery around the foot. I think the girls not so used to playing with each other. It's really hard to get a nice, open, free-flowing style of footy going, but look, anything's possible in footy. It's only 4 goals, and we saw Melbourne put 4 goals on in the second quarter, and maybe the Dogs will come out and do that again and give themselves a crack. We'll be back in a few minutes with the final quarter.
And welcome back to the final quarter of the first AFL Women's Sanctioned game here at the MCG between the Melbourne Football Club and the Western Bulldogs. We're in for a cracker of a last quarter with Melbourne leading 6-4-40 to Western Bulldogs 2-3-15. And Astra O'Connor, as has been the case all day, has been dominating in the ruck, but unfortunately not dominating on the scoreboard for the Western Bulldogs. So, and here we have Jenna Bruton, the Ballarat youngster, who puts it down to the forward line to try and ignite something for the Western Bulldogs. We've got Lauren Arnell, who chips it over the corner, and a beautiful mark to Kira Phillips, the live wire. There she is. Loves getting in the action, and I think she'll be half a chance of being able to kick this one. What do you think, Charlotte?
Yeah, look, she's certainly got the energy to be able to kick it. I think accuracy might be an issue. She'll probably kick from about 35, and she's certainly a very exciting player, and can. I think she's got the type of game that she might win a game off her own boot. And she has kicked it.
She has kicked it. So that's really exciting for Kira, and also really exciting for the Western Bulldogs, which reduces the margin to 19 points. So very achievable to get in this last quarter, this last 15-minute quarter that the girls have been playing. What does this actually mean, this game, do you reckon, to the players around the country?
Oh, look, I think for the players there's a fair bit of recognition for the work that they've put in. It's a dream come true for so many of them to have a game on the MCG, but to also be in a match that's sanctioned by the AFL. And I don't think anyone understands how important it is to these players and how much it's affected them emotionally.
Absolutely. So Melbourne Football Club got the ball again. That was Leah Kessler, puts it off to Ellie Blackburn, who's been really good this game. Good handball. Good handball from Chelsea Randall, and she's also had a bit of a blinder. Ball's been turned over, forced back for the Western Bulldogs. Running on beautifully, that's Loyne. She's had a great game. Good contest between the two football clubs. That's Leah Kessler going at it with Kira Phillips, and two very, very competitive girls. Leah dishes it off to her teammate in Alicia Eva, who was a goal scorer in the second quarter for the Melbourne Football Club. We've got Daisy Pearce, who chips a little left footer down the line, manages to keep it in, and it'll be a ball up on the centre wing, heading towards the Melbourne Football Club attacking end.
It's very unusual seeing Daisy Pearce in number 31, but she's normally in the number 6, and I think she's probably taken the opportunity to wear that famous number 31 of Ron Barasset. So.
And why wouldn't you? And it's great work by Chelsea once again to wrap up her opponent, and in Lauren Spark from the Western Bulldogs Football Club. So another ball up. Western Bulldogs really need to start getting this. Astra O'Connor's moved away down there. She's been the key. Caught behind here. Really good work from Watton. Good sell from Cara up from Cara Danellan, down to the pushing the ball down, and we've got one of the Melbourne girls cleaning up at the back there. Good work from Western Bulldogs, and probably over the shoulder, but it's been called play on, and they're clearing it out the back. So that's Cara Danellan clearing it out the back. Put it on the boot, down the front, can't hold the mark. That was Daisy Pearce, couldn't hold the mark. Got a little bit of a limp with that dodgy hamstring that she's got, but she's hanging in there. Now we've got Melissa Hickey. Changes it, puts it over to the far side to Ellie Blackburn, who can't hold it. Bruton falls over, can't lay. Ball in contest, it spills out the back. We've got Steph Walding. Puts it down to one of her teammates who can't hold the mark. Again, bumped over Watton, ducks under one. Puts it on the boot, and a great lead for Chelsea Randall once again, right on the 50-metre zone. She'll get this going quickly. Good lead. Pinpoint accuracy, and a great kick to Jasmine Garner. Unfortunately, she's played on, so obviously a little hand in there, I'd imagine, wasn't paid as the mark. And Western Bulldogs try and clear the ball out, but again, just turn it over. Chelsea Loins just... sorry, that's Emma Swanson, waiting back there from Melbourne Football Club. So doing a really good job.
We've got a blood rule here, Julia. The two Bulldogs players in their efforts to spoil Jasmine Garner from taking the mark, they actually cleaned each other up, and we've got one player being sent off. I think it's Louise Stevenson, perhaps, has come off. Maybe.
Is that
Leah Kasler?
I reckon that's Kate Lutkins, in fact, with a blood nose. Yeah, she's had a few broken noses in her time, so it's not going to ruin her career in modelling, so she'll be right. And Chelsea Randall, once again, so strong in the air, and which is really important in the women's game. And people have been critical before of the strength of women to be able to take overhead marks, and this game certainly is proving that that a lot of women out there have that ability and that skill. And Chelsea Randall certainly is is one of the top aerial markers in the game.
Absolutely, she's a brilliant athlete. She's a development manager over there for the West Australian Football Commission, and works really hard at footy. Oh, we've got a goal in there. And it's Louise Watton, the ruck. There's that coming goal there on the line.
Absolutely, by the ruckman.
She's loving that.
And again, defensively by Western Bulldogs there, they should have just rushed that one behind, and I can't see Peter Still be overly happy with that defensive effort by the girls that were waiting for that ball to drop short, and they should have just forced it across.
Absolutely not, leaving a ruck unattended on the goal line so that she can crumb a ground ball to kick a goal. Won't be very happy at all.
Not at all. So again, beautiful tap down by Astra O'Connor, can't quite get it to a teammate. Melbourne Football Club, Ellie Blackburn cannot hold the ball. And a free kick has been paid for over the shoulder to Ellie Blackburn. Again, Melbourne go forward. Not one of her best kicks, and O'Connor reads it beautifully and just cuts in front to defend for the Bulldogs. Has a good boot on it and uses every inch of it out to the wing to Arnell. Looks back inside.
So the Bulldogs just trying to maintain possession here, trying to develop some momentum, just control the footy, put a bit more pressure on the Demons.
Absolutely.
Slow them down a little bit. They've got to make sure that they use their skills well.
Absolutely. And it was on paper, you would have said the Melbourne Football Club was a slightly stronger team, but you've got the unpredictability of so many young girls in that Western Bulldogs team that you never knew what was going to happen at this stage. So a really good mark then again to Watton. Pushes it out wide. Unlucky, just dropped short. Just dropped short of Steph Walding.
It's Kirby Bentley selling
more.
As she does.
She's opening a shop soon. And there on the far wing we've got Kyara Bowers, who unfortunately missed the national championships for Western Australia with a trip to Bali. So obviously her priorities were there. Obviously did a bit of training while she's there potentially. So
Jules, tonight we're already seeing each player brings their own little bag of tricks, and you've got Kirby Bentley selling candy, you've got the aerial athleticism of Chelsea Randall, you've got the energy of a Kira Phillips, the hardness of an Ellie Blackburn, and the consistency of someone like a Daisy Pearce and the beautiful foot skills. Each girl brings their own qualities, and that's what's just so lovely about the women's game, and we get to really enjoy each individual player in different ways. Absolutely.
And here we have Elise O'Day trying to run it out of the back line. Great kick down the park. It has been interfered with. And Darcy will get a free kick. Leah Kaslar reading it beautifully, takes off, handballs it out, and beautiful follow-up by taking out her Western Bulldogs opponent. Okay, Daisy Pearcey again. Puts it on left boot, not wanting to use that right foot, but a great kick. It just shows her ability with both feet. Kicks it down to Bree White. She puts it about 30 metres out, but Western Bulldogs are up to it. And that's Lou Stevenson in the front, using her good height to take advantage of that.
That's a lovely long kick by Lou Stevenson.
A beautiful kick over to Courtney Cramey from South Australia. Handballs it off to Arnell, puts it on the left foot. Takes a mark out on that far wing.
If they move it quickly.
She's probably taking too long. Should have got it straight away on the boot down the ground, and didn't quite dispose of it as she could. So back in front. Ball and the Melbourne Football Club have picked it up. We've got I think that was Ellie Anderson putting it on a boot. Beautiful direction from the Melbourne Football Club. Really good use by foot, and they've been in control of the ball fairly well for the majority of this game, I would say.
And Ellie Blackburn there, just she's just so crucial in some of these plays. Alicia Eva now covers amazing ground, Alicia Eva, and she has great foot skills. She's played over around 200 games of football, and she's still only 22, Alicia Eva. Lovely kick inside from Chelsea Randall. She's found Jasmine Garner in the goal square.
And Jasmine, as we mentioned before, a young kid, but got the goal kicking award up in at the recent Women's Nationals, so a great effort for her, and that goal was never in doubt. So really good work and really good ball movement from the Melbourne Football Club. What do Western Bulldogs have to do here? They've got about 5.5 minutes left on the clock. They're about 5 goals down, so technically the theory is that they can make it back, a goal a minute.
Absolutely. Kick, quick, longer, direct.
Kick goals.
Kick goals, quick, longer, direct. Look, I think Melbourne Footy Club have used their space really well. They've moved the ball laterally, and the Bulldogs really haven't had much opportunity to do that. I think the pressure of Melbourne's been too much today for them. So the Dogs have probably just got to move the ball a little bit quicker, I think.
And that's going to help them. We've got a free to Paxman. Puts a great boot in. Goes over the back, well read from Western Bulldogs. Great defence from Jennifer Liu there, New South Welshman. Oh, ball socket off the ground. I think they've called that over the shoulder though, is it?
I think
was in danger.
Yeah, Kira Phillips.
Surprise. And Cara Donnellan clearing that ball for the Melbourne Football Club. Really good work out in the far wing there.
I'm loving the work rate of Chelsea Randall. I mean, she's up there on the half back line as a half forward, working really hard to actually, ensure that they win the footy, and then she's working that footy, the transition, so that they can actually use their runners and go inside.
Absolutely. Now, if that's not the back, I'm not sure what is, but that was Natalie Wood taking care of her opponent in Bromwell Davey, I think that was. It got pushed over the line, so...
Bromwell Davey, Aaron's sister, probably a great opportunity again, the family ties there, and again, like I said before, for some of these women, or for all of these women, really a dream come true to be representing an AFL club.
Oh, absolutely, and the crowd's really started to pack in here. I reckon there's probably 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I'm not sure, but it's a decent crowd, and they're all really getting into it and yelling out their approval of the skills that the girls are displaying.
Look, Jules, I think one of the great things that I've experienced over the last bit, we've got a 50-metre penalty here. I think it's in Em Carney's hands, so she's going to kick inside 50. The Dogs are really going to need to find a key forward. That was the shortest 50 I think I've ever seen, Jules.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, look, this week, I mean, the number of parents who've said they're going to take their daughters along to see a game like this, and the number of young female footballers that are coming along today, because they never get to see this happen, and this could be the future for them. So, in fact, there'll be a number of young girls in the crowd that will just be enjoying the spectacle.
Absolutely.
The stars in their eyes, for sure.
Absolutely. And that's Melissa Hickey, kicks it through to Madison Smith, and a great grab on the line by the one and only Chelsea Randall. Beautiful follow-up work by Madison Smith. Kicks it on, puts it on the boot, well shepherded off the ball, and it's just gone through on the right of the upright for a behind. So very, very unlucky, but it's a great play from the youngster Maddie Smith from Tasmania.
And then Amy Cattle trying to do the right thing for Maddie Smith to try and get her a goal in the MCG, but just didn't end up that way, unfortunately.
Yeah. And here we've got Steph Chiocci. We've got her trying to really inject herself in the game, and a great kick to Natalie Thomas. He's trying to work the ball back. They're really trying to get in this game, the Western Bulldogs, and they just can't quite get it. Beautifully weighted kick, and that's to Darcy pops it over the corner, nearly takes a fingertip grab and can't quite follow it up. Trying to do some second efforts there. Ducks under one. Beautifully read by Daisy Pearce. So Nick Stevens can't quite clear it out. Little chip off the ground. Mopped up the back there. Looks like Natalie Wood. No, it wasn't. It's Paxman. Again, Kiyochi, here she goes. No one to kick it to. No one really back. Good position in front there. Great work by Katie Brennan. Really good, but Western Bulldogs really need to push back. There's not too many options there. 3-on-1, good option, good move. And position in front by, not sure even who that was, but great work from the Western Bulldogs and well held up as well to try and make sure that they didn't just waste the kick and kick it straight down ground. And that's Gibson from Western Australia.
They had all the numbers in the Bulldogs, so it's a bit of a shame they didn't get that mark inside 50 there.
And she's been pinged for a throw. Very unlucky, but some good defence from the Melbourne Football Club once again. So that's Alex Price putting on a left boot. They both fly the 217s. Kiyochi tries to wrap up. She tried to get the ball out, and she has made a good enough attempt, and the ball will be balled up here in the pocket. So O'Connor against Wharton once again. Carney, oh, good hit. And another ball up. Super defence there from Alex Price from Melbourne. Again, really trying to inject herself. Alex Price, a really good youngster as well. Utility at the Under-18 National Championships recently. She's probably itching to get in the game. She's been in the back line most of the game and keen to get her hand on some footy, I think.
Yeah, I think Alex Price has actually kicked over 100 goals in the South Australian Women's Football League, and she's only, I think she's only 16 or 17. 17, I think. So, what a talent.
Absolutely. And a great surname.
And there she goes, Chelsea Vandal. Great pace.
Can't quite get it down there to her forward, but Chelsea again coming around to clean up, stand on the mark, put some pressure on the Bulldogs, not have it all their way. And a really, really good win here for Melbourne Football Club. Now, Melbourne haven't seen too many wins this season, so I'm sure they're going to be pretty happy with the girls getting one up for them. And I'm not sure if they can somehow convince the AFL to put that on the ladder for them themselves. But it's not. Melbourne just didn't win today. I think women's football is the winner today. With bringing out the cliches. I mean, but there's so many girls and so many guys and so many people here who've experienced this and watched it today. They're going to think differently about women's football from seeing the way the girls have portrayed themselves this week, the professionalism, their skills, and it's been an absolute treat for women's football and what the future now holds because of something that happened like this week.
Absolutely, and look, there are 50 women that played today on the MCG, but those 50 women certainly have represented a very, very long history in the game for women and girls, and they're also representing hopefully a very long future for women and girls to be involved in the game at this level. And the players themselves are very aware of what this means and what doors they're hopefully opening for the future. The little girls that are here today watching, and their mums and dads have come in from the country, and we've just got the attendance, 7,500 here for the game, which is a great start. It's fantastic for the girls to have such support in the first ever AFL sanctioned women's match here between the Melbourne Demons and the Western Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Just to run you through the goal scorers for today, we had for the Melbourne Football Club, Ellie Blackburn, we've got Chelsea Randall, we've got Steph Walding, Alicia Eva, Alex Price, Courtney Gum, Louise Watton and Jasmine Garner, all kicking one each for the Melbourne Football Club. And for the Western Bulldogs, Kira Phillips kicking 2 goals and Steph Kiyochi with just the 1 goal. But despite the scoreline, it was a really competitive game. Melbourne Football Club, as expected, were probably just that little bit too strong, coming over Western Bulldogs 8-5, 53 to the Bulldogs 3-3, 21. Any final comments to wrap up, Charlotte?
Oh, look, I'm just amazed at the talent of these players, and so many of the women out there today. Are 22 and under, and our future in the game certainly, as you know, Jules, working at AFL Queensland there, and myself down here at AFL Victoria, the amount of talent that's coming up through the ranks with these girls. We just add those girls to this talent that we had out here today, and it's just so exciting that all the work that's been done by the AFL and the state bodies